Hi guys, and welcome back to SciArt Shop channel. Okay guys, this is the final part of how to make a fake fried egg. Okay, so without further ado, let me show you where we got up to. So we've got our white of our egg, and now we have our yolk. There it is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to slightly change the yolk, and because sometimes it can be slightly white on either edge or one side of it, depending on how you've cooked it. You know, when you flick the oil or whatever you're cooking it in over to the fried egg. Now I wanted that effect, so I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So let me just put that there. And the way to do it is to use this powdered paint. And all you do is you get some on your finger like so, like that. You see that? You can, that's great. Okay, and then basically you just put it on the edge and you rub it like that. I'm probably going to just put it on one side of the egg so it looks like it's been oil's been splattered over it slightly. And see what I mean? See, can you see that? See, so you get that effect going on. So I'm just going to do that now. And then that should stay on okay. So there, so we've got that. So that's all you need to do for that, just to give it a little bit more interest and to make it look like a real yolk of an egg. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is actually stick it on. So we need to decide where this yolk is going to go on the white. Now I think I said about there. And yes, I'm happy with that. So that's what I'm going to do. And the only thing you need to do with that is just use your glue gun. Absolutely marvellous. So you just get a bit of glue on the bottom there, like so. Get rid of the wispy bits, and then just pop it on, like so. Give it a little push, wait a few seconds, and that should be done. So there you go. We've got our build of our egg. So what I have been doing is using the glue on the glue gun to give it a bit of interest. So what I'm going to do is just pop some glue along there, because it looks like lard or fat once it's all dry, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Just bear with me, and I shall show you. When we paint it all with some varnish in a minute, you'll see what I mean. It sort of makes it zap and come alive. So I'm going to use a bit more of this over here to say some sort of fat got stuck in there. And what I've been doing is just putting it on any bits are slightly raised, like there. Just put some down there, because it just looks like it's big bits of fat and stuff. You probably can't see it very well on the camera, but it is there. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit more there, and a nice dollop along here, and it just adds to the effect. It just looks like it's oil and fatty and all the rest of it. Okay, so let me just see if there's any more I need to put on there. A little bit there, I think. Okay, just along the edge to give it a bit of interest. We like that, don't we, guys? We got a wispy bit there, so I'm just getting rid of that. So yeah, can you sort of see that? Yeah, it's sort of there. So it just looks like it's nice and juicy and all the rest of it. And I put my finger on it and see what's happened. It wasn't dry, so that wasn't a clever move. So what I'm going to do is just fold that under and get rid of that. And I'm just going to go over that again. Oh, saying that, it doesn't need it. It doesn't make it, in fact, it's made it quite good. That mistake, it's made it more jagged. So I think that looks quite good. So I might do a little bit there. So see, that was a mistake, but it actually made it look better. So we're going to leave that. Okay, so that's it with the glue gun, I believe. And let me just get that wispy bit off. Not that that really matters, because that actually does look like the white of an egg, doesn't it, saying that, so I might leave that. That's never happened before, guys. See, learning as I go. So I might be able to stick that on. Let me find that out. I could see if this works. This is all a bit organic, but I'm going to put that along there like so. And then I'm going to stick, I'm trying to stick that glue onto the other glue. Look at that, it looks like the edge of a, look at that, that was a complete error, and now it even makes it even look even better, because it just looks like the it's all been ruffled up like it would be in real life. So I'm pleased with that. So I'm just going to mess about with it a bit, just to would help if you could see it. Can you see that? Look at that, absolutely marvellous. So that's it. So sometimes I do put some on there, and now I think I will, just to show you, and there are some little indentations, so I'm just going to put some along there like so. And like I say, it just looks like fat. It just gives it an extra dynamic, I always think. I've only just started doing this the last couple of times I've made it. I didn't normally do it, but I thought, oh, that looks good. It just looks like oil running down. Let's have another piece there. So guys, this is all organic, so as you know, so it all works great. Okay, so there's another bit there. You don't want to overdo it with this, but I do find it does add to the effect, so I'm going to keep that like that. Okay, so can I pick this up and show you? So we've got that going on now. You see that? A little bit of fatty bit. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is you need to make it more shiny. Now the way to do that, I find, or the way I do it for this particular project, is to use a sort of a varnish that you would use for wood, that kind of thing, because some of them you can buy now are really good, and they say non-yellowing. So basically what that means is after it's been used for a while, say you got wood that you painted white and then you use the varnish, it means over a period of time the varnish won't make the white wood look more yellow. Now there are some products out there that don't have that, so the one I've got at the moment, it does actually make it slight tinge of yellow, and I actually like that for this project because it helps us, because it looks like oil. Yeah, it looks like fatty oil. So I'm going to show you that. So I've already got some in my little yogurt pots, because I'm good. And there it is there, see? Okay, so this is normally varnish that you would put onto wood, that kind of thing. And all I'm going to do is use my brush, and then liberally, you can put it on the yolk to start with, because with this particular varnish, if you've got anything other, all colours apart from white, it will just look shiny, but anything white, it makes it look like it's got a tinge of yellow in it. So for this particular, like I say, particular project, that actually help it look more real. So you have to think about that, guys, when you're coming up with ideas. You think, would that make it, would that improve it or not? So there you go. So there you go. We've got our yolk pretty much covered, and you could build up a layer and put a few layers on, but I find one's usually enough. So there's that, and I'm just going to get some more, and then I'm going to show you that. I'm just going to put it around it, and can you see that it's slightly yellow already, which actually helps it look fatty and oily. And because it will, this varnish is gloss, when it dries it looks really wet and like an oil, and that's what you want. So that's all fantastic, and we like that. Now, if I wanted this to be varnish, but no, you don't want a yellow tinge, then I wouldn't use this at all. That wouldn't be a good idea at all. But because I know this particular brand gives me that look, that's exactly what I want. And see where I went along with the glue gun? I'm just going over all that because it sort of gives that a yellow tinge as well. Now, there's plenty on there now. So what I need to do, I'm just going to try and rub a bit off because there's too much. Because what you'll find is it sort of seeps into all the nooks and crannies that you made originally on your yolk, and which is what would happen in real life with a real fried egg, and it just adds to the effect. So hopefully you understood all that. If you don't, then obviously please leave me a message, a comment, and I will get back to you on what I mean. Now there's you can't see it, I spit on the screen, but there is a little hair, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And there's a bit of dirt there, so I don't want to get rid of that. Yes. So far so good. So I will hold it up in a minute, guys, and you can see this. But at the moment, I'm really pleased because it looks like a real fried egg that's just been cooked. So that's what we want. So again, any ridges, leave those, but any higher bits, just wipe it off. As in real life, you wouldn't, leave loads of fat on a fried egg, but there always is some on there. Depending on how you'd fried it, of course. But I like to make mine with oil. So that's just the way I roll, guys. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? You do. That's great. Okay, I think we're nearly there. We got that crispy bit, and that looks so good with that. I have to remember that little tip next time when I make another one to use a glue gun. Okay, so there we have our egg. Now it's not quite finished, but I just want to show you it glistening in the light. Can you see that? You can. Can you see? Can you? So there you go. So as you can see, that does actually now look like very much like a real egg. Now I have found, which happens sometimes, because I've rubbed the yolk a bit heavy, that white that I use, the powder, is come off a bit. So what I will probably do is, once this is all dry, I will go along again and just put a bit along there, and I think that will add to the effect, and it will go back on there. So it's entirely up to you if you do that effect, but I've noticed that's come off. Sometimes it doesn't, but for some reason today, it's probably because I've been heavy-handed, it's come off, but that's not an issue. We can get over it. So I'm really pleased with that, guys, how that's come out. Okay, and it's glistening like it's just been cooked. Now, what I've also started doing is putting salt and pepper on it to give it more of an effect. And I've managed to find a way to do that. Now, I'm using what I class as rock salt. Now, what that actually is these. Now, these are what they call glass beads. They're not actually glass, they're plastic. And I've had it for other projects, and they've got a little hole in the middle. And I think you thread them and make necklaces and things like that out of it. But I've got a lot of these, and they I bought them because they look like sugar granules. So I use those on other projects, but they're a bit too big for rock salt. But if you break them down, so you just have to keep chopping them slightly, you will end up with something like this. Now I'm going to show you, I just need to pick them up, and you'll see what I mean. So there. So doesn't that look like rock salt? So they were bigger than that, and I've just sliced them up slightly. And like I say, they're not glass, they're plastic. Okay? Even though they say they're glass, they're not. Okay, so that's the thing. So all I'm going to do is basically just sprinkle some on this to get the effect. Not much, because you wouldn't have much rock salt. Now, I need to come up with a clever idea for normal salt, which would be a lot finer. But for this, I thought it would be great just to do that. So there you go, guys. Can you see that on there? So that gives you the effect. Now, the next thing we need is pepper. Now I thought, how can I make fake pepper? So what I came up with was a very clever idea. And for the life of me, I can't find it now. So bear with me a second while I find that. And I think, there it is there, my prep. And oh dear guys, I think I'm going to have to stop the video because I've knocked the prep and now I can't find it. So that's very, not very good, is it? So I've got some of it, but perhaps I can just try it with this and then I'll do the rest off screen because I think I've just knocked it off the desk, so that's why there's an issue. So apologies for that, not very professional of me, but you know, this is all organic and you know how it works. Okay, so I thought, how do I make pepper? So sometimes when I'm using Fimo clay or polymer clay, I have little bits left over and I make little circles because sometimes I need dark eyes or need different things and bits and pieces. So this is a cooked piece of polymer clay. Now I thought, I wonder if I could cut that up, and I can because it's only like plastic. Even though when it's cooked it goes hard, and this is hard, you can still break it in two, etc. So I thought, why don't I try to cut that up into small pieces and make some pepper. Now I did manage to do that. Now I had a bit more than what I've got here, but I think I've knocked it off my desk, which is a bit silly really. But I have got some to show you, and I can make some more off camera. But there it is there. So I've just basically got that and cut it into little pieces, and we've got that. So I thought, oh, that looks like pepper. So that's what I'm going to use. So if you bear with me and I'll show you what I mean. So we're just going to sprinkle that all over. And I did, like I say, I did have a little bit more, but I've lost it. But I'll do that off. I'll make some more and put that on and go from there. So there you go, guys. You've learned how to make a fried egg. So we've gone through all the different processes. The white, the yolk, and how to make it look like it's oil and glossy, and how to do the edges, and the salt and pepper, and what you use a glue gun for. So there you are, guys. It's all done and dusted. I'm really pleased how it's come out. Like I say, you could use this, well, there's loads of different ways you can do it. If somebody really likes fried eggs, and you could stick it on a homemade card. That would be one use of it. Another one would be to put a magnet on the back and stick it on something metal, because that would be helpful because it's a magnet. Or you could just, what I've done is made a fake plate and made a couple of fried eggs and some crinkled chips and peas and sausage, and you could make a scene and put that on a board and hang that up. So there's loads of different things you can do with it. So yes, but I just wanted to show you how to do that. And then you can add it to all your projects that you do in the future. But there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed showing you that. And thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye for now.